guys, so Stumpy here from Kent Urban Exploration. So here today in an old kiln tunnel. What would have been, is there would have been a rotary kiln above us, and this tunnel would have been to get all the spoil. I'll show you in a minute the old bits where the spoil used to come down and the carts used to move it. So I'll show you around. Right, so this is one end of the tunnel. As you can see, it's been completely backfilled. That looks like it goes about 3 metres. I can't see any further. There used to be some kind of entrance there. You see the bricked up arch. That's the second it started life as a small chalk tunnel that ran between the quarries. Later on, the cement kiln was built above it, and this tunnel was used to get all the spoil out from underneath it. So this place is in remarkable condition. And the best things about it is there's still 3 of the carts, side loading carts, that would have been used on these tracks. They would have been moved into these big metal doors. They've gone along these tracks. And I guess there won't be kilns above us. All the stuff would have come into those tubes, down to these trucks. Got rid of through the bottom entrance. See the end behind there. Candle. Little bell. See another of those trucks. This one has actually got a truck right in there. Amazing how good condition these are in, considering. There's also some of the old waste from the old kilns above. So the tunnel kinks around here. So one interesting thing in here is this circular plate. This is what the carts would have turned on. I'll show you the little runner that it would have sat on in a second. So the cart would have rolled onto that and then had to turn around on these tracks running through the tunnel. Back to the entrance. See on this door, it's actually got the chain. Pulley system still intact. Looks like this section's been rendered in concrete. There's another truck in there, so I'm going to crawl in, have a look. See, another little loop from above. This tunnel went along a little bit further. As you can see, it's chalk at the end. this was the counterweight, still attached. Another one of the old gates. That one's a little bit shorter than the last. Another one of the crates. Quite a short one. Alright. So here's that little turntable I mentioned. That big metal disc we saw previously would have sat on that. The carts would have come out of the tunnels into this, been able to have been turned and then moved down the rest of the tunnel system. Now we're coming to the L-shaped bend in this tunnel. There would have been another entrance there. That's where the carts would have run out to. Then the tunnel bends round to the left. Goes into this smaller tunnel section. This section's got a bit of the other train tracks. Cart tracks. Removed from above. I have no idea what these are. But they look like spiders that have been crystallised. This is the end of this little tunnel section. See, it's solidly filled. So, it's been a pleasure to show you around this place. This is one that's not been open for very long, so I'm glad to bring you this little bit of history while we could. Now we're heading over to another kiln tunnel that would have worked alongside this one. What's interesting about this next tunnel is that it was converted into an air raid shelter during World War II. The small side tunnels were bricked up and the tracks were removed. Eagle-eyed viewers will recognise this one from our very first video. We thought we'd add this on to showcase the changes that were made during conversion from the original factory kiln tunnels into the air raid shelter it is now.
Hey guys, as promised, we're in the third air raid shelter of the cement works. We're some of the first people in quite a few years to actually be able to come into here and actually find it, let alone actually get into it. So we'll take for a little wander around, show you what's about, starting with this nice little light switch. Ooh, light switch. Alright, so with this set of tunnels, with the other ones, they were tram tunnels that were converted. With these tunnels, I'm not actually sure their original purposes. It may have been some sort of kiln, and then repurposed as the air raid shelters. As we go along, there's a few offshoots to the side. Now those offshoots are what I believe were the kilns, and we'll show you as to why. I'm pretty sure you found some graffiti in here as well.
So it's past the first kiln here somewhere.
There it see here, so I've shown a lovely picture of Adolf. A few planes, some nice drawings of planes there. It's pretty cool to see some of the pencil graffiti, because you don't really get it in so many places, especially private ones that are built by companies. And then behind us, brick tunnel has been up to a while ago. We believe that this was some sort of kiln because there was an entranceway at the end that would have come out in the outside wall, and on the ceiling there is a big louver. There is another one up here, which to be fair, if I jump up, I'll show you guys. Might need that torch as well, actually. Cheers. Alright, so, as you can see up here, there's a dividing wall. That far end is a metal door frame that's got the hinges on, but as you can see, it's not exactly a tall door frame. Anyway, that's that one up there, we'll carry on. So now, once upon a time, there would have been other sorts of machinery that would have been installed here. Once again, I'm not too sure about kilns and everything like that, so I don't know what it would have been. There's another one. You can actually see the louver on that one is actually open. I have climbed in and tried having a look up there, but they're all just completely filled in with some sort of chute. What's pretty cool down here is there are even a few original light bulbs, which of course don't get those places. Good old blast wall.
Common feature.
That's it, just reminds us. Oh yeah, no, it was converted into a air raid shelter. What is pretty cool as well in here is these are actually a couple of the original toilet seats. You can see, so from the shape of that and where it's tapered down, that would have been, of course, more planks there, circles that you took us. So this would have been used as a little toilet area. Original bucket. Another kiln, as far as we can work out. Down there and look up here is just all filled in. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So that would have been a pump that would have been used. Looking at the size of it, I would have guessed originally that it would have sat up on these two supports here. This one's pretty cool. It's got an original light feature. Slowly starting to rust away. And you can see on the other side they've backfilled these quite a bit. There's us playing with it and it will end up being lined, won't it? Fingers away or something. Now I'm guessing the metal sheet on the left hand side would actually be the original door. It would have gone and covered on this outside. Straight up. Now, this is where we get to the slightly more cool bit, a little bit different, a bit more that makes it look more like what we know as a World War II air raid shelter in comparison to some of the other tunnels. Original wood still in place for the door frame. Our bucket would have been an original fire bucket. It would have had fire written over the front of it, and been filled with water or sand. As you come through, this is where it all gets a bit different to most of the other tunnels that we've been in. So it was originally a tunnel. There would have been a tunnel or an air shaft that would have gone off up to the left that has been filled in a long time ago. We've also got this metal sheet that runs down the middle. I think, as far as I know, most of these were taken out of all the tunnels around here, but you can still see where they would have gone into the roof. That would have run up. I'd have guessed one side would have been for utilities, the other side would have been for people to work down. Now you can see it's completely backfilled now, but it is a pretty cool view when you do sort of go up there and start walking back down. How it's sort of set out looks very like a start of the sewer system.
Yeah, rounded walls.
Yeah, which is very more rounded than the start of the tunnel itself. You get a lot of the steps going down. The other tunnel does look very much sort of similar. That's us done for around here. So put the video together and we'll release it for you guys to have a little look at, and hopefully you'll see something new that you ain't seen before.